Coming from the Associated Press, white South Africans gather in support of Trump and his claims that they are victims of racism. Some white South Africans showed support for President Donald Trump on Saturday and gathered at the U.S. Embassy in Pretoria to claim they were victims of racism by their own government. Eliminating apartheid is not racism. Hundreds of protesters held placards that read, "Thank God for President Trump." What God? Which God? Who's God? The white people God? The non-constructing white people God? Okay. And displayed other messages criticizing what they see as racist laws instituted by the South African government that discriminate against the white minority. You mean they don't give you your way because you had no problem by the actual racism that apartheid inflicted? Just the sheer audacity of Europeans all over this third rock from the sun. There has to be a coupon. I used to think they were buying it at Costco, but Costco done let us know they not down for that shit. So where they getting it in bulk from at such a discount that everybody just has it in surplus? Where are they getting all this Anglo audacity? Many were from the Afrikaner community that Trump focused on in an executive order a week ago that cut aid and assistance to the black-led South African government. So you cut aid to the government, but then sign an executive order offering aid to the people that would be affected by the cutting of aid. But you said the aid was fraudulent and that immigration was bad for the United States and that refugees and asylum seekers don't need to be here. They need to be the problem of other countries. And all of a sudden, Afrikaners that were like, we're going to say it's racist over here, but we ain't going nowhere. We ain't going nowhere. It's our manifest destiny to be over here. Now, all of a sudden, thank God. What do you think Donald Schitzenberg, Trump Sr., is going to be able to do in South Africa? Think about it. Let that sink in. Think about it. In the order, Trump said South Africa's Afrikaners, who are descendants of mainly Dutch colonial settlers, were being targeted by a new law that allows the government to expropriate private land. You mean give back the land that they stole? You mean what the United States should have did? Once again, the Anglo audacity, peak levels of high. That's the true pandemic. The South African government has denied its new law is tied to race and says Trump's claims over the country and the law have been full of misinformation and distortions. He lies. Okay? Because that's what he wants to do over here. He wants to do everything based on race. He wants to tell you that it's merit. They're forever increasing the list of dog whistles. But, if you've got a few smarticle particles, you know the truth. Trump said land was being expropriated from Afrikaners, which the order referred to as racially disfavored landowners. That would be indigenous people around the world. But okay. When no land had been taken under the law. Trump also announced a plan to offer Afrikaners refuge status in the U.S. They're only one part of South Africa's white minority. I wonder why he's so narrowed in and honed in on that particular. Maybe it's because his boss told him that's what he's supposed to do. Well, one of his bosses. Did Elon Musk put the Heritage Foundation in the closet and put a padlock on the closet door? In a speech to Parliament this week, South African President Cyril Ramaphosa said the forced removal of any people from their land will never be allowed in South Africa again after millions of blacks were dispossessed of property under the apartheid system of white minority rule and hundreds of years of colonization before that. So once again, giving people back the land that was stolen from them is not a racially motivated crime. See, it was racially motivated when white folk was like, I like it, I want it, it's mine. What gives you the right to it? My skin. Did you hear of this great racial hierarchy that my people came up with? Let's not forget the Dutch, the Dutch. Pirates that brought the first enslaved people to these here United States. Their credentials were from the Dutch. They flew under the Dutch flag. The Dutch are known, historically, to steal and steal again. The people of this country know the pain of forced removals, Ramaphosa said. He said the land law does not allow any arbitrary taking of land and only refers to land that can be redistributed for the public good. The Trump administration's criticism and punishment of South Africa has elevated a long-standing dilemma in the country over moves to address the wrongs of centuries of white minority rule that oppressed the black majority. So globally, white folks tell black folks, do better. Like, fight for your rights. Get your rights together. You pull yourself up. I mean, we go into all these countries and we thrive and we survive. I don't see why you can't be in your own country and thrive and survive. Black folks around the globe, bet. How about you stop breaking the law? Because, thievery and everything and receiving stolen property. Let's go ahead and give it back to the people who it rightfully belongs to and the people who know how to take care of these things and let them do that. Oh, white people. Oh, you're being so unfair. It's because I'm white. It's because I'm white, right? Black folks. No, it's because you're a thief. According to the government, the land law aims to fairly address the inequality that the majority of farmland in South Africa is owned by whites, even though they make up just 7% of the country's population. And what y'all say about the black population over here in the United States? It's amazing how the narrative shifts so that white folks can always be the default damsel in distress and the white savior all at the same damn time. White protesters on Saturday held banners referencing the expropriation law, but also other affirmative action policies put in place by the government since the end of apartheid in 1994. 1994. Stop acting like atrocities globally with black people as the target stopped so long ago. No. To advance opportunities for blacks. Those laws, known as Black Economic Empowerment, have been a source of frustration for some white people. I bet it does. Because it doesn't give them a leg up. I thought y'all wanted a meritocracy, Since y'all believe you're superior, prove it. Influential Trump advisor, you mean Trump's supervisor, his boss, his pimp, his trafficker, his Svengali, Elon Musk, who was raised in South Africa, has also criticized South Africa's government and claimed it was anti-white for years, although some have questioned his motivations. His motivations are racism. It's like everybody else is like, oh, this is so unfair and so unfair. It wasn't unfair when they was doing all sorts of fucked up shit to black people. They didn't see it as unfair when they were intentionally trying to divide the black community against itself in South Africa. Where they reversed the one-drop rule and was like, you got a drop of white blood. That makes you a whole lot better than them regular schmegular Negroes. Come on over here and get a few extra perks. He has recently failed to get a license for his Starlink satellite internet service in South Africa because it doesn't meet the country's affirmative action criteria. He doesn't meet any criteria anywhere. That's why he is trying to Lex Luthor his way into government around the globe. Y'all worried about Trump being the next Mussolini or Hitler? That would be Musk. While race has long framed South African politics, the country has been largely successful in reconciling its racially diverse people in the years after apartheid. The government is made up of a coalition of 10 black-led and white-led political parties that are working together. Because in unity, we soar. But see, they don't want the we part to include us. But as always, let me know your thoughts in the comment section.